Hello folks, good afternoon. Welcome. My name is Brenna Cronin. I'm the General Manager of One License. I am a Chicago native and where One License exists, even though we now have worldwide presence, which is pretty exciting as of April 1st. How many of you have a license? How many of you are experts and know how to use it? Yes. I did that joke in the last session, so that's why there's less laughter, because there's still some people who are here. None of us are experts in anything, right? Right. I'm a teacher first. That's my lens of how I look through the world. You're going to find tons of webinars, tutorials, helpful videos. I even made a password reset video, and my bosses went nuts about it. They wanted to nominate it for an Oscar. I couldn't believe it. Like, it's a 2-minute long video, and it has like 2,000 views on YouTube. I could not believe it. So, for all of you who have had trouble resetting your password, thank you for viewing my video. So this session, it's a little bit different than the one if you came to before. So before we talked about kind of just like the basic rudimentary elements of what One License is. This is the bonfire moment. This is the coming together. This is the look at all, thank you, of these member publishers that we work with, right? And how we all work together. We all have a presence on the website. So there are several member publishers that are here that I'm going to introduce you to. I'm very excited about that. First, I will point your attention to the pamphlet that was handed out, and I can bring some around for those of you that don't have them. The list of our member publishers is on the inside of the brochure. So we work with about 160 different member publishers and their divisions. So their divisions, give you an example, I'm under the GIA umbrella. So we have Tizay, we have Walton, we have the Damians. Those are divisions that are under GIA, right? So you might not find a full and complete list here for independent copyrights and divisions and things like that, but they are covered if they are with those services, all right? The pricing information for those of you that don't have a license is on the inside left. You can take a look at that. And also on the options and prices page of our website, you can see the full breakdown. So something new that I'll mention since January 1st is we have school pricing. So if that's a little bit more economical for you to break out your church and your school, you can do that. The pricing is significantly less because we assume that you're only meeting 36 out of 52 weeks of the year, or that you maybe only have one mass a month, right? So it's a little bit more or less expensive because of that. Single-use licenses and event licenses, just as I fly through this a little bit here, are different versions of the annual, so they're just different time frames. So NPM, for example, they have an event license with us to be able to reprint all the music that you see in your brochures, etc. They're also reporting the titles that they use, because that is how the royalties go to those composers and publishers, okay? We're hanging out with these composers all week, right? We're having conversations with them, they're shaking their hands. It's hard to look into their eyes and say, thanks for your music, but I don't think you deserve a royalty for it, right? Isn't that hard to say? There's something on our conscience, right, that says that. So imagine One License as the world's biggest Xerox machine, right? If you want to Xerox music, if you want to copy music for your congregation, you got to report it through our service. That's the whole crux of what we do. We're primarily a reporting service. We're secondarily a downloading service. So some member publishers have their titles available for download and others don't. That's entirely their prerogative. Whether that's their own personal business decision, if they have their own service, like Augsburg has Sundays and Seasons, for example, or Right Song or something like that, or they just don't have the means. They don't have a physical permissions person who's able to make something like that happen, okay? So just to give you an understanding of why some downloads might be available and why others might not, okay? So with us today, we have GIA, we have OCP, we have MorningStar, and is Fred Bach here? That's all right. And World Library would have attended, but they're getting ready for the showcase. And I'll also mention too, I know that some of you are planning on attending that showcase, so if it gets to 128, 127, feel free to get out of here and we'll be offended. All right? So why don't we start with GIA? We have David Anderson, the editor-at-large for GIA. So he's going to be introducing a piece from GIA. I'll show you a little bit about how you can actually access it on the website, and then we'll be able to sing it together.
So good morning, everyone. So if you take out Now the Heavens Start to Whisper, and for music directors, you'll see the reprint box on the back. And this is a Mary Louise Bringle text, and this is a new melody by Carlton Young. So some of you may be familiar to singing this text to another tune, and that's a really nice search feature for One License. Sometimes you're looking for kind of a retuning or a new tune of a familiar text, and you're looking for something maybe for the choir or for the assembly. So would be an example of that. So when you search this title on One License, you'll see a couple different versions of this, as well as a couple of different tunes. We did run out of these, so please share, get next to somebody. If you just got here late or whatever, sorry about that. You can come to the GIA booth and we'll be happy to send you this. Thanks. Let's just sing through Now They Haven't Started to Whisper. Sing it as written. I'm going to start at the bottom of page 3. It's a long introduction, but we'll just take it. I'll do the last few bars.
We also have Paul Inwood and Pedro, who is helping me figure out why this stopped working. So is Lori Krupp still here? Wonderful, come on up. Paul Inwood, come on up as well. And they have a James Quinn text, Christ Be Beside Me, in your packet.
Hi there. So this is a sampler of a new hymnal with 230 texts in, and we'll be looking at the setting on page 7, which you probably all know already.
Christ be behind me, be on my heart.
the tune itself is already established, right? So the text is who we're giving that royalty credit to.
So if you put just right, Santo Pedro or Octavo, see what comes up. And there's also, from OCP, lots of Spanish material that we have in there. I'd like to go, and you'll see it, it's Misa del Sagrado Corazón, Mass of the Sacred Heart, and it's a mass composed for mariachi. But you can do it just with a guitar, you can do it with piano. And so I'll ask her to put up Santo, because that's, even if you don't speak Spanish, you can sing the hosannas pretty good, right?
Is this the right one here?
Mass Sagrado Corazón. So that's Sacred Heart, which is, in Spanish, Sagrado Corazón, but it's different composer. Gringo version, yes.
This one?
The Sagrado Corazón Rubalcaba, right up the top there. There you go. You go to Santo.
There we go. See how easy it is to use my website?
You just gotta know what you're looking for. All right, want to try that? Yeah. Goes like this. Here we go. Santo, Santo, Santo es el Señor. Wrong key. Yeah, right. Here we go again. Ready? Santo, Santo, Santo es el Señor, Dios del universo. Llenos están el cielo y la tierra de tu gloria. Hosana, Hosana en el cielo. Hosana, Hosana en el cielo. Bendito el que viene en nombre del Señor. Hosana, Hosana en el cielo. Hosana, Hosana en el cielo. Easy enough to sing, and it has all the mass parts for that. It also has music, song for entrance, very common among mariachi. For mariachi mass, that you have a song for the entrance procession, the offertory procession, communion procession, and the skedaddle song. So, anyways, you can find all kinds of music from Floricanto, music that's also in any of our missals and hymns is also in
He was my IT specialist this afternoon too, so thank you. So we have Kelly Downs-Michael from MorningStar. Come on up together, you can introduce yourself.
I'm Mark Lawson with MorningStar, and let me tell you just a little bit about some of the things that I know that we have on One License, and then I'll turn it over to Kelly for a new publication. So we have quite a few things that are like the Jim Chaconas Festival Hallelujah that we published, the congregation's parts are on there. Another thing that's popular in our catalog has been the Communion Antiphons by Jim Beery for both Advent season and the Lenten season. Those are available on there. So we're doing more and more as we're putting things up. But one of the things we're very excited about is this new collection that we're just introducing at this point. And I'm going to let Kelly talk a little more about that.
So I just said to Mark, I have no idea what you just said because I was searching for the PDF here. So this is a brand new complete set of lectionary psalms, all 3 years. It's by composer Luke Mayernick, who's here at the piano with us. And his wife, Cassidy Mayernick, is going to assist us in singing. You sound prettier without it, but they need it in the back. Most of you hopefully have a sampler. We're going to look at a couple things in the sampler. The back page of the sampler tells you about the collection and the different editions that are available for it. So I don't need to go through that now. I will tell you that as far as One License is concerned, that MorningStar is working. We've got all of the Advent refrains up on one license so far. It's a beginning, right? And but 3 of them show up, and we're going to look at C, do Advent 1C. So right now we just have the sampling up, and we would like to sing through this setting of the Psalm for Advent 1C.
Intentionally blurry, Jacob. Oops.
Anyway, you have it in your sampler. The last 2 pages of music. First one.
To you, O Lord, I lift my soul. I lift my soul. To you, O Lord, I lift my soul. I lift my soul. O Lord, make me know your ways. Teach me your paths. Guide me in your truth and teach me. For you are the God of my salvation. I have hoped in you day long. To you, O Lord, I lift my soul. I lift my soul.
Beautiful.
What was the other one you wanted to hear?
Can we look at second Sunday ordinary time?
Second Sunday in Ordinary Time, A.B. Here I am, Lord. Here I am, Lord. I come to do your will. Here I am, Lord. Here I am, Lord. I come to do your will. Here I am, Lord. Here I am, Lord. I come to do your will. I waited for the Lord, and He stooped down to me. He heard my cry. He put a new song into my mouth, praise of our God. Here I am, Lord. Here I am, Lord. I come to do your
Good. So hopefully very soon we will have all of the refrains up. It'll probably take, I don't know, I'm not going to say how long it will take. We'll probably start with maybe the refrains for August and September and kind of work backwards that way towards Advent and the rest of the year. Just so you know, there are also choral editions available for this in case you want to use them for choirs. Luke wrote the psalm tones also with choir in mind, with SATD singing in mind also. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. So we're going to put you in the spirit of the World Library Showcase. So we have one last piece. David's going to play it for us. It's an Ed Boldick piece. I'm going to pull it up, and we will sing it together, and then you can be on your merry way. If you have any questions, I'm happy to stick around. You can also come and see me at the booth. Thank you all so much for being here.
So we'll sing through Breathe on Me, O Breath of God, which is it's a new tune for that familiar text that a lot of us sing, often to St. Columba. So beautiful setting. You also have something by Carol Browning from World Library, A Musician's Prayer. And then just one other thing, we won't sing it today, Carol of the Wind. Sometimes when we're doing Christmas programs, various programs, we print choral texts, anthem texts. And you know, anthem texts most often are copyrighted, so you need to kind of do a search to kind of get the appropriate permission to put, in your worship aid if you're putting text that the choir is singing. So that's just an example. You'll see the piece from Hinshaw, Carol of the Wind, quite lovely by David Rosbach. Breathe on Me, Breath of God has 2 verses. We'll do the 2 verses. There's a refrain after each verse, and then a bit of a bridge. So let's just sing that together.